The envelope hits the table. Hard. The sound cracks through the boardroom like a gunshot. 20 executives freeze. Tremaine's hand hovers over the documents, his rings catching the cold, fluorescent light. His son Dorian stands at the far end, chest puffed, jaw tight. Next to him, a thin man with desperate eyes. Keisha recognizes that face. Her brother, Malik. Her throat closes. "Miss Keisha Robinson," Dorian announces, voice dripping acid. "Gold digger, manipulator, thief." He slides a folder across the polished wood. Photos spill out, bank statements, text messages she never sent. She planned this from the beginning, seduced my father for his billions. The room tilts. Keisha's fingers grip the edge of her chair. Cold sweat pools at the base of her neck. Her daughter Zara's drawing, bright crayons, stick figures holding hands, crumples in her grip. Across the table, Tremaine sits stone still. 62 years old, silver temples, eyes like frozen lakes. He doesn't look at her. Malik clears his throat. "Our family warned her. She chose poverty. Now she's here, living off an old man's loneliness." His voice cracks on the last word. Guilt? No. Greed. Have you ever been publicly destroyed by the people who were supposed to protect you? Keisha has. Right now, this second, her lungs burn. The executives whisper. Some won't meet her eyes. "Hi, viewers. Kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is." She stands. The chair scrapes backward. Her legs shake, but she forces them straight. Zara's waiting at home. Zara, who finally stopped asking why they ate rice every night. Zara, who has new shoes now, art classes, friends. Keisha reaches for her bag. "Sit down." Tremaine's voice cuts low, dangerous. Every head swivels toward him. 2 years earlier. Rain hammers the cracked window of the convenience store. Keisha stocks shelves, her fingers raw and bleeding at the knuckles. Third job, 16-hour shift. Zara sleeps on a blanket behind the counter, her small body curled like a question mark. She's 4 years old, too young to understand why mommy cries in the bathroom. The register beeps. A customer drops coins. Keisha counts them twice, not enough for the milk. The woman walks out empty-handed. Keisha's chest tightens. She used to have a black card, designer bags, a family estate in Buckhead. The Robinsons owned half of Atlanta's textile trade. Then she fell in love with Marcus, a jazz musician with kind hands and broken dreams. Her father gave her a choice. Leave Marcus, come home, keep the money, or choose love and lose everything. She chose love. Marcus died 3 months after Zara's second birthday. Drunk driver, wrong place, gone. The funeral was small. Her family didn't come. Her mother blocked her number. Malik, baby brother Malik, who she'd protected from bullies, paid for college, never called back. Now she translates documents during the day, stocks shelves at night, cleans office buildings before dawn. The landlord slipped a notice under her door this morning. 7 days, pay or leave. She has $400, rent is $2,000. Zara stirs. "Mama!" Keisha blinks hard, wipes her face. "I'm here, baby." The door chimes. Cold air rushes in. She doesn't look up. Can't. If one more person sees her cry, she'll shatter. But then she hears it. A sound she hasn't heard in years. Someone weeping. Not loud. Quiet. Broken. She turns. A man stands outside in the rain, staring at nothing. He's too clean for this neighborhood. Charcoal coat. Leather shoes. Silver hair slicked back despite the downpour. He stands outside the shuttered cafe across the street, shoulders shaking. Keisha watches through the window. She knows that posture. Loss. The kind that carves you hollow. She shouldn't. She has 73 cents in her pocket. A daughter who needs breakfast. An eviction notice burning a hole in her conscience. But her feet move anyway, out the door, into the rain. "Excuse me." Her voice sounds small. "You okay?" The man turns. His face is lined, tired, eyes red-rimmed. He blinks at her like she's a ghost. "I'm fine." He's not. She knows. She can see it, the way his hands tremble. The way he's gripping something in his fist. A wedding ring, old, worn. Keisha digs into her pocket, pulls out the tissue she keeps for Zara's runny nose. It's crumpled, stained, but it's all she has. She holds it out. Sometimes even small things help. He stares at the tissue, then at her. Something shifts in his expression, softens, cracks. "Thank you." She nods, turns to go. The rain is cold. Her jacket is too thin. She's shivering by the time she reaches the store. But when she glances back, the man is still standing there, watching her, the tissue clutched in his hand. That night, she doesn't know his name, doesn't know he owns half of Seoul's skyline, doesn't know his wife died in that cafe 3 years ago, doesn't know he's been searching for something real in a world made of contracts and lies. All she knows is she gave away her last tissue, and somehow, that one moment will change everything. 1 week later, the man walks into the convenience store. Keisha's restocking energy drinks. Her back aches. Her hands are stiff. She hears the door chime but doesn't turn, until she hears his voice. "You helped me once." She spins. He's standing there, same coat, same tired eyes, but something's different. He's looking at her like she matters. "I don't understand," she stammers. "I own a foundation," he says simply. "We support single parents. I'd like to offer you a position, administrative work, translation, strategy. You'll be paid well, benefits. Your daughter gets access to our education programs." Keisha's knees buckle. She grabs the shelf. "Why would you do this?" "Because you saw me," he says, "when no one else did." Zara peeks out from behind the counter. Big eyes. Curious. Tremaine, he introduces himself properly now, crouches down. "What's your name?" "Zara," she whispers. "That's a beautiful name." He smiles, genuine, warm. "Do you like to draw?" She nods, holds up a picture. Stick figures, a house, a sun. "We have art classes," Tremaine says. "Music, too. Would you like that?" Zara looks at Keisha. Hope blooms in her small face. Keisha's eyes flood, not from sadness, from something she hasn't felt in years, possibility. "Yes," Keisha whispers. "Yes, we'd like that." 3 days later, she walks into Kang Enterprises. Glass towers, marble floors, people in sharp suits. She's wearing a thrift store blouse and trembling hands. But Tremaine meets her in the lobby, guides her up, introduces her to the team. She's brilliant. He sees it. She translates in 4 languages, writes proposals that sing, connects with communities his company ignored. Within weeks, she's indispensable. Within months, she's family. But family, she'll learn, can be the sharpest blade. 6 months in, and Keisha doesn't recognize her life. She wakes up in an apartment with heat, windows that close. Zara has her own room, bookshelves, a closet full of clothes that fit. Every morning, Keisha makes breakfast, real breakfast, eggs and toast and orange juice, and watches her daughter laugh. Actually laugh. At work, Tremaine relies on her, trusts her. They have coffee every morning. He talks about his late wife, Sunhee, how she loved art, how she died too young. Keisha talks about Marcus, how he played saxophone, how she still hears his music sometimes. They don't fill each other's gaps. But they sit in the silence together, and that's enough. One Saturday, Tremaine shows up at Zara's art show. The community center is small, folding chairs, construction paper taped to walls. But he sits in the front row, claps the loudest. When Zara runs up, paint on her cheeks, he lifts her onto his shoulders. "Grandpa Tremaine!" she giggles. Keisha's heart stops, then restarts. Warmer. That night she cooks dinner, nothing fancy, spaghetti, garlic bread. Tremaine sits at her tiny table and eats like it's a five-star meal. Zara chatters about her painting. Tremaine listens like every word matters. Later, after Zara falls asleep, they sit on the balcony. The city glows below. "Thank you," Keisha says quietly. "For what?" "For seeing us." He doesn't answer, just nods. They sit in comfortable silence. She thinks, for the first time in years, that maybe she has a family again. Not blood, but chosen. Real. Across town, in a glass penthouse, Dorian Kang scrolls through financial reports. His father's name appears next to Keisha's. Again and again. Donations, approvals, authority. His jaw clenches. He picks up his phone, dials a private investigator. "Find everything," he says. "On Keisha Robinson." The investigator pauses. "What are we looking for?" Dorian's smile is cold. Proof that she's playing him. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story. Drop your thoughts in the comments and inspire others with your own experiences. The phone rings twice before Malik answers. Dorian doesn't waste time. "I found something." Malik's voice crackles through the speaker. Hungry, desperate. "What?" "Your sister. Keisha Robinson. Maiden name Park. Wait, Robinson now. Married that musician who died, right?" Dorian scrolls through the report on his screen. Bank records, employment history, a family tree that makes his pulse quicken. "Your family used to own Park Textiles. My father's company bought you out 5 years ago. Hostile takeover. Your parents lost everything." Silence. Then breathing, sharp, bitter. "She left us," Malik finally says. "Chose some nobody over the family business. Dad needed her to marry the Chen heir. Merge the companies. She refused. Ran off. Got pregnant. Dad died of a heart attack 6 months later. Mom blames her." Dorian leans back. Perfect. So she's got motive, revenge. She finds my father, the man who destroyed her family legacy, gets close, plays the victim, takes him for everything. You think she planned this? I know she did. Dorian's fingers drum the desk. I need evidence, texts, emails, anything that shows she knew who he was before they met. Malik goes quiet. What's in it for me? Your family's debt, erased, plus a seat on the advisory board, 7 figures annually. Deal. No hesitation. When do we move? Friday, board meeting. I'm presenting to the executives. We expose her in front of everyone. My father won't be able to protect her when the whole company knows she's a fraud. Dorian hangs up, stares out at the Seoul skyline, his father's empire, built on ruthlessness. And now the old man's going soft, smiling at some broke woman and her kid, talking about legacy and purpose instead of profit margins. It's pathetic. Weak. But Dorian isn't weak. He'll cut out the infection, save the company, secure his inheritance. He opens a new file, starts typing. By morning, he'll have forged bank transfers, fabricated emails, a timeline showing Keisha researched Tremaine months before their chance meeting. His phone buzzes. A private investigator. I've got the photos you wanted. Send them. 3 images load. Keisha and Tremaine at a cafe, laughing, her hand on his arm, Zara on his shoulders. Innocent moments twisted by context. Perfect ammunition. Friday can't come. Miss Keisha Robinson. Dorian's voice slices through the boardroom. Gold digger, manipulator, thief. Keisha's world fractures. The folder slides across the table. Photos scatter like accusations. Bank statements she's never seen. Messages she never wrote. Her pulse hammers in her ears. 20 executives stare. Judging. Believing. Malik steps forward. Her brother. Blood. The boy she raised when their parents worked late. She paid his college tuition. Helped him through breakups. Loved him. He won't look at her. Our family warned her, Malik says, voice flat, rehearsed. She abandoned us, married a poor musician, now she's here. Latching onto Mr. Kang's grief, taking advantage. Keisha's hands shake. Zara's drawing crumples in her fist. Bright crayons, stick figures, a family. She wants to scream, to run, but her legs won't move. An executive coughs. This is serious. If true, it's not true, Keisha whispers. Then louder. It's not true, Dorian smirks. The evidence speaks for itself. She knew who my father was. She researched him, planned their meeting. This, he waves at the photos, is a con. Tremaine sits at the head of the table, silent, his face unreadable, stone. He hasn't looked at her once. Keisha's chest caves. Does he believe them? After everything? After 6 months of mornings and laughter and Zara calling him Grandpa? She stands. The chair screeches, metal on marble. I don't need this. Her voice cracks. I don't need any of you. She grabs her bag, Zara's drawing. Her dignity, what's left of it. The door is 10 feet away. She can make it. Get Zara, leave Seoul, start over, again. Sit down. Tremaine's voice drops the temperature 20 degrees. Every head turns. He's standing now, slowly, eyes locked on Dorian. I'm not finished. Tremaine pulls a flash drive from his pocket, slides it into the projector. The screen flickers, then voices. Clear, recorded. Dorian's voice fills the room. I need evidence, texts, emails, anything that shows she knew who he was. Malik's reply crackles through. What's in it for me? Your family's debt, erased, 7 figures. The boardroom freezes. Dorian's face drains white. Malik stumbles backward. Tremaine presses a button. Documents flood the screen. Real bank records. Dorian's offshore accounts. Money siphoned from company funds. $3 million over 2 years. Falsified reports. Insider trading. Tax evasion. I've known about your scheme for 6 weeks, Tremaine says, voice ice. I had investigators watching you the moment you started digging into Keisha's past. Dorian's mouth opens, closes. No sound. You thought I was weak, Tremaine continues. Blinded by loneliness. But I didn't build this empire by being stupid. He turns to Keisha. His expression softens. I knew your maiden name from the beginning. I knew about your family, the Parks. I knew my company destroyed your father's business. Keisha's breath catches. You knew? I knew. He steps closer. And I offered you that job anyway. Not because I pitied you, because you're brilliant. Kind. Everything this company needs. Everything I lost when Sunhee died. Tears stream down her face. Hot. Relieved. Tremaine turns back to Dorian. You're removed from succession. Effective immediately. Legal will file charges by end of business today. Securities fraud, embezzlement. You'll be lucky if you see daylight before you're 40. Dorian's hands slam the table. You can't. I already did. Tremaine's voice doesn't rise, doesn't need to. Security will escort you out. 2 guards appear. Dorian thrashes, screams. She's using you. She's... The door closes. Silence swallows his voice. Tremaine looks at Malik. As for you, the deal's off. Your family's debt stands. I suggest you leave before I add conspiracy charges. Malik runs. The executive sits stunned. Tremaine addresses them calmly. Keisha Robinson will oversee the foundation's expansion. She'll also receive a significant stake in community outreach operations. Anyone object? No one moves. Good. He extends a hand to Keisha. Let's go home. 3 months later, the courtroom is cold, sterile. Dorian sits behind glass, handcuffed, face gaunt. The judge reads the sentence. 8 years, no parole. Keisha watches from the gallery. Feels nothing. No triumph, no anger, just tired relief. Outside, reporters swarm. She keeps her head down. Tremaine's driver whisks them away. In the car, Zara chatters about her piano recital. She doesn't know what happened here, doesn't need to. Malik declared bankruptcy last week. The Parks lost their Buckhead estate. Keisha's mother called, finally, after 2 years of silence. "We made a mistake," she said. "Come home." Keisha met her at a cafe. Neutral ground. Her mother looked older, smaller. "We need help," she admitted. "The house, the debts. You're with Tremaine Kang now. You could—" "No." Keisha's voice was steady, clear. "You erased me. When I was broke. When Zara needed food. You didn't answer. Not once." Her mother's eyes filled. "We were wrong." "You were." Keisha stood. "But I don't need you anymore. I found a family, a real one, built on choice, not blood." She walked out, didn't look back. Now, in the car, Tremaine squeezes her hand. "You okay?" She nods. Better than okay. That evening, they sit on the balcony of her new apartment. Not huge, but hers. Zara's asleep inside, curled under blankets covered in stars. Tremaine sips tea, quiet, comfortable. "I have something to ask," he says finally. Keisha's heart quickens. "What?" He pulls out papers, legal documents, her name at the top. "I'd like to adopt Zara legally, make her my granddaughter, if you'll let me." The world stops, then restarts, warmer, fuller. "She already calls you Grandpa," Keisha whispers. "I know." His eyes shine. "I'd like to make it official." Keisha's answer is a sob, a nod, a yes folded into tears. 1 year later, the old cafe is open again. Tremaine bought the building, renovated it, kept the original booths, the same menu. He stands inside now, 73 years old. Silver hair bright in the afternoon sun. Keisha walks in holding Zara's hand. She's 7 now, taller, confident, art portfolio under her arm. "Grandpa!" Zara runs, hugs him tight. He lifts her, spins her once, sets her down gently. "How was school?" "I got an A on my painting." "Of course you did." They sit in the corner booth, the same one where Tremaine and Sunhee used to sit every Sunday. Keisha slides in across from him, orders hot chocolate for Zara, coffee for herself. "You still miss her," Keisha says softly. "Every day." Tremaine smiles, sad but whole. "But I think she'd be happy, knowing I'm not alone." Keisha reaches across the table, squeezes his hand. "You're not." Outside, rain begins to fall. Soft, steady, the kind that washes things clean. Keisha watches the drops slide down the window. Thinks about the night she handed a stranger a crumpled tissue. How one small act of kindness unraveled into this. A family, a purpose, a life she never imagined. Zara tugs her sleeve. "Mama, can we go to the park after?" "Of course, baby." Tremaine pays the bill. They walk out together, 3 people who found each other in the wreckage, who chose love over blood, kindness over revenge, and in choosing, built something unbreakable. The rain stops. Sunlight breaks through the clouds. Zara runs ahead, laughing, arms spread wide. Tremaine and Keisha follow, slower, side by side. Not father and daughter, not employer and employee, just family. Because sometimes the people who save you aren't the ones you're born to. They're the ones who see you, who choose you, who stay. And that, Keisha learned, is the truest kind of wealth. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support means everything. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next story. Drop your thoughts in the comments and inspire others with your own experiences. Remember, kindness is never wasted, and the people who abandon you in darkness will watch you shine from the outside. Thank you for being here.